Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition has an event scene viewer, other tidbits, and new screenshots. This is a lot of details for the upcoming port of Hyrule Warriors for the Nintendo Switch. Are you guys planning on getting Hyrule Warriors for the Switch?
Funny about that. So I have Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U. I never bought any of the DLC for it though, but I mean it's already a huge game. And then I was thinking about it, but I was like, well, other games are happening, so I don't really have the time, so I won't buy any DLC. And then now I've been thinking that I want to play it again. And then Hyrule Warriors is announced on Switch, so I'm like, do I want to buy the game again? Because I already bought it before. But this is Definitive Edition that includes all the DLC.
And
so I
more.
went and did the math. If I were to buy only the DLC that included new characters, it would be the same price as just buying the Definitive Edition. And that's only the DLC that includes new characters, not all the DLC. The game has too much DLC. So yeah, I'll probably get the Switch version.
Alright, and what about you, Kayla?
You know what? Don't hate me for this, but I was not that big a fan of Hyrule Warriors.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Scandal.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was just not my jam. Like, I don't even think I finished playing it all the way through. I'm terrible. I probably need to revisit this game.
I remember, I'll get to the details on this in a second, but I remember there was an interview where Aonuma, no, it wasn't Aonuma, it was the people that made it. Team
Koei Tecmo.
Yeah, Koei Tecmo, Team Ninja.
Team Ninja.
Maybe, I think. They were talking about whenever they were in meetings with Aonuma on what they could do and what they couldn't do. There was something similar with the Ubisoft Mario and Rabbids Kingdom battle where they were told that Mario couldn't jump or whatever. Like obviously he jumps to get on like the higher platforms and stuff, but like you can't press a button to jump in the game. So in this, there were similar restrictions to where they wanted to include actual dungeons in Hyrule Warriors, but Aonuma said that he wanted Hyrule Warriors to be a game that he wouldn't be able to make, and if they included actual dungeons in Hyrule Warriors, then he felt it would be too similar to a Zelda game, which is something that he could make. So it was limited in what they could achieve, and I think in the long run that kind of hurt it, because in the game, like when you go to a boss battle, it's just like out in the middle of the field or something. There's no real build up to it really. So if it was like some of the levels, instead of like in Hyrule Field, which is I believe where you start, if you had to like actually go through a dungeon and like kind of solve puzzles, like nothing as complicated as what's actually in Zelda games, but just, you know, like step on the switch, raise the bars up, and then go in there, something kind of like that. I think that would have been a lot better for the people who are Zelda fans like Kayla but didn't really get into Hyrule Warriors. If there were more elements relating it to the series, then it would have been cool. But I
think that was my thing. Like, I felt like it was a lot of like all of the characters from Zelda were in there, but like nothing really felt too Zelda-y about it. Which I don't. What do I know?
All right. Well, our details finally are: Koei Tecmo issued another Japanese Media Blast for Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition this week. A few more details that we didn't know about previously have been shared, along with the new screenshots. First up, Koei Tecmo confirms that 17 characters are on the initial roster from going through Legend Mode. These include Link, Impa, Sheik, Lana. Is it Lana? Lena?
I thought it was Lana.
Lana, alright. Zelda, Ganondorf, Darunia, Rudo, Agatha, Midna, Zant, Fi, Girahim, Sia, Volga, Wizro, and Linkle. The other characters can all be unlocked. Next, a new event viewer is included in Gallery. Here you can rewatch event scenes that you've already seen before. Another new feature is the item card shop. Item cards you've previously obtained in adventure mode can be purchased with rupees. Challenge mode is returning to Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. It was available in the Wii U version through an update, but it was not in the 3DS version. Finally, Toon Link's Sandrod gets the highest rank 4+ weapon. Dark Nice Sandrod? Is that correct? Dark Nice Sandrod? It's an odd name.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an odd name for a weapon. Anyways, Medley's Harp also has the highest rank, 4+ weapons. Water, Din's Harp. If a character didn't have a dual elemental weapon previously, they do now. Toon Link's Sand Wand mixes darkness with fire, for example. We have some new screenshots from Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition attached below, which I will put on the video for everyone to watch. So it seems like not only are they adding in the new characters, but they're also adding in new modes, like the event viewer, the card shop, and then some of the characters who only had one elemental weapon can now have dual elemental weapons. So characters that you are already familiar with are receiving a bit of a change for this version, so maybe you can find some new strategies if you've already played through it. So I think that's a bit interesting because it changes up the characters that you're already familiar with. So
Yeah.
it's not just like replaying the exact same characters. What are your guys' overall thoughts on all of this?
Well, I'll probably get it, and I don't know. Like the first time I did play through it, I felt like the game was a lot more fun on like co-op mode. So, you know, Kayla, if you want to give it a shot, you should just try it again.
Come play video games with me.
Yeah, now it's multiplayer, but not online multiplayer.
True.
Right.
They should. I think at least the Wii U version was. I don't
Okay.
know, but the Wii U didn't have a lot of online multiplayer or anything. So it would be nice to see if they had that in the Switch, where you could do co-op online. I'd really like that, actually.
Yeah, that would be a lot better.
See, I think if co-op online were a thing for Hyrule Warriors, it'd be like 100% in. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see.
It would definitely make it a lot better. But maybe that's something like if they ever do a Hyrule Warriors 2, that's like the first thing that they could add to make it feel different than the original Hyrule Warriors. Because just adding multiplayer by itself would change the gameplay enough to where it would almost be a new experience, even if you are going through the same levels, because playing a game by yourself or playing with someone next to you is a lot different than playing with someone who lives like really far away that you can't necessarily meet up with and play. So
Yeah.
that alone brings new life to games, which is why what
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, it's something that on the Mario games they added multiplayer to it, to where like on New Super Mario Bros. On the Wii there could be like 4 people running around together playing the level, and then Super Mario 3D World, I believe, was the first 3D Mario game, if you want to call it 3D, that would give you multiple people. So like, but they never included online multiplayer. It was always couch co-op, and that was I think it was Miyamoto said that the reason they did that was because they felt couch co-op is a lot more fun than online multiplayer. And my thought was always Nintendo just doesn't want to like put money into like having dedicated servers for their games.
Possibly.
I mean,
like,
you're probably right about that.
I agree both ways. Like, I do prefer couch co-op over online, but then I'm like, yeah, but then either I have to go out or someone has to come here, and as the odds of that occurring are so much less than the odds of being able to actually connect with someone online. So even though it might not be as fun, because it's more likely, at least I will be having some fun, like, because it will actually happen. Just a thought. That's another game that was good co-op as well, though. This Super Mario 3D World, I think, was better co-op. Yeah, I think almost it might be kind of a like, unless they really add a lot more features, it might be kind of a downgrade going back to Hyrule Warriors, because Fire Emblem Warriors added a lot of features that I really liked, like the commanding the other units. Like, so if you're playing Chrom and then you have Lucina and Robin and stuff, you can give them Fire Emblem style commands to go and, you know, take over forts or something, and they would actually competently do stuff. And then playing Hyrule Warriors now, like, you can't do that with the other heroes that are on your team. They just kind of do nothing.
Yeah,
So-
it's like really backtracking, and it would be really hard to play.
Yeah. Like, I guess I like the micromanaging a bit, probably more than I should. I don't know what that says about me as a person, but
Well, you're
if
a big fan of like basic Fire Emblem games as well.
yeah, like I like the genre as a whole. Like Fire Emblem is really fun strategy.
Yeah, so adding in
That's,
those elements makes it feel more like a normal Hyrule Warriors for you.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
commanding, like telling the people where to go and stuff.
Yeah, it felt very, very Fire Emblem, and it kind of, like, I was kind of surprised at how well those gameplay styles meshed,
Yeah.
you know. But I don't know, like going back to Hyrule Warriors, like I actually played a level or two recently, a couple weeks ago, and it's like it almost feels shallow in comparison.
Do
You know,
you
like
do you feel that Hyrule Warriors or Fire Emblem Warriors feels more like Fire Emblem than or Hyrule Warriors feels like Zelda?
yeah, I think so. Just because like you can't. The only thing that is more Zelda about like about Hyrule Warriors than would be Fire Emblem about Fire Emblem Warriors. So like I guess there's the HUD elements that are Zelda, like and there's the items, really. That's it. The items and the characters.
Yeah.
But I mean like all the Fire Emblem they don't use items in Fire Emblem Warriors, but there's more strategy involved, and that's very true to the source material, right? But I don't know, like I kind of worry that I'm gonna like I remember having fun when I first played Hyrule Warriors, but I'm worried if going back to it might not be as fun as I remember. Yeah, but I like the characters better because in Hyrule Warriors I felt like there was a more diverse cast, and then in Fire Emblem Warriors there's like mostly just
Basically, just
Lord
all of the
characters.
favorites. Yeah.
Like mostly the Lord characters. So like you have Marth and Chrom and Lucina, and it's like these all. Oh, and then the ones they made just for Fire Emblem Warriors, the like twins, and it's like these are all like the same character almost. They're all like princes who use swords. I don't know. So the
All right.
movesets are a little different, but anyways, we're getting off topic.
Well, are you guys ready to move to the next topic?
Yes.